You got a seat for this? No seat, no wheels?
No seat, no wheels.
Well, I've got a better bike than this coming for you in a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than this?
Well, it's got wheels and a seat.
Excellent.
Right.
Wheeling in a rusty yet trusty child's bike are James and Victoria from Cornwall.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. It's got wheels.
I told you.
Good.
Come on in.
To you.
Bike expert Tim Gunn is just the man to revive the fortunes of this troubled two-wheeler.
So whose bike is this?
So it's actually James's bike from childhood.
Yeah, used to take this and ride down to see Victoria when she used to come on holiday on my family farm in Cornwall.
Yeah.
Wow, OK, cool.
They used to have, well, they still have like a caravan site there. So my family used to go for 5 weeks in the school holidays.
Right.
And James used to come down on his bike and then we used to go biking together.
And how old was you?
I was about 5 or 6.
OK.
I am 2 years older, so I was 7.
OK. Don't tell me you guys are childhood sweethearts. You've been together... Hold on, he's looking.
If only. There was a slight gap of
18 years.
18 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So in that 18 years, did you guys, like, stay in contact or you just had no contact with...
No, we never spoke to each other at all, no.
Thankfully, in June last year, Victoria reappeared.
My parents were staying at a holiday cottage, which is also on the farm too,
Yeah.
and I had the weekend off work, so I said, oh, I'll come down as well.
OK, right.
Fabulous.
And then saw James again, and it was just kind of instant.
Wow.
Love at first sight,
Love at
second
first
sight.
Yeah.
Don't tell me he was riding this, was he? You weren't riding this. Did you get a better
I
bike?
should have done. I should have done. Yeah.
I think it's been a while since it's been ridden.
Well, I don't know, you never know. So how long have you guys been together then now?
So just over a year.
OK.
We just got married in June as well.
Oh, you got married?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We also featured the bike on our wedding day as well. Because
No
obviously
way.
without the bike, James wouldn't have been biking down and then we probably wouldn't be here now.
It's got such fond memories of when I used to ride down to see Victoria. And it just brings a lot of joy to me every time I see it.
And where's it been? Has it just been, like, outside?
It's been in a barn that we've got. There's a few swallows that have been nesting above it, as you
can
can
see
really
that,
tell.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a bit of evidence there.
Yeah.
It is a bit
It's
tired. It's tired. That's the easiest way to put it.
it's had a life.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually still a good bike that we can resurrect.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So what would you actually like me to do to it?
To add a bit of a shine to it,
OK.
so that future users could impress anyone that they might encounter.
Yeah.
Bit of patching of the chrome and
Yeah.
so that it can be used and enjoyed and get the sort of maximum speeds that I would have got.
Maximum speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You really were into impressing people, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
So who's going to ride this bike?
Well, hopefully someone will be able to ride it sometime.
Yeah, maybe future, if you want to have children and things, that'd be quite nice.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, leave it with us and hopefully it'll be looking a lot better than it does now. All right?
Perfect.
Well, you
Thank
guys take care now.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right?
Thank you.
Cheers. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it does work.
Does it?
Yeah, it works. It made a noise. No, you broke it. Look, man. Look.
No, I haven't broken it. This is such an amazing story. The bike is the link, and my job is to make it rideable, try and investigate some of the bits and pieces that are wrong with it. What it will need is a sympathetic strip down, replace a lot of the things like the cables, tyres, inner tubes. I'm a little bit concerned about this area here. I can see a little bit of rust. The top tube here is pickled up underneath the paintwork. So basically, I just need to find out how deep this corrosion is. What I need to do is get the bike apart, get it down to its frame, then I can investigate that a bit more. Need to cut the cables.
Verity Frame is the next visitor to arrive at the barn. She's travelled from Plymouth with her dad David and an old friend who is in need of Julie and Amanda's expert care.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the barn. Can I just say I love your dress?
Oh, thank you very
Beautiful.
much.
It is really pretty.
See how a perfect combination of our colours.
Yeah.
It's worked very well.
It's just stunning. So who have you brought us today?
I have brought Monkey with me. This little chap is super important to me. When I was little, I was in and out of hospital quite a lot.
Okay.
And I made this little friend while I was in hospital.
Monkey was in the playroom in the hospital. She took a shine to a monkey, and we couldn't get Monkey back out of Bertie's arms, so they said you could take Monkey home with you. She's been there with Bertie ever since.
So, can I ask you why you were in and out of hospital so much?
I've got a condition called hydrocephalus. So the cerebral spinal fluid in my head doesn't drain properly. I got diagnosed when I was about 5 months old.
Wow, just a baby.
Yeah, I had about 16 operations in that time.
Wow.
So I've got something called a shunt, which is a piece of tubing that will go from behind my ear down, draining into my abdomen.
And does it affect your life greatly?
Yeah. So I don't have very good energy levels. My coordination isn't amazing. I have an excellent ability to get lost very easily. My spatial awareness is terrible. And then when the shunts are playing up, I can get quite sick or headachy.
Wow.
Things like that. So, yeah.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, and if I have to go into hospital at any time, even though I'm a grown-up, he still comes in with me, because to me it's a bit of a good luck charm as much as anything else, and a comfort thing.
So one very important monkey.
Very.
Is there anything particular about him that you're concerned about?
He's a little bit battered. This is probably face number 3, I think. My mum has tried her best to kind of do a DIY patch up.
She's done a wonderful job.
Yeah. That's the original material for his face here, on the inside of his ears.
Okay.
He just needs a bit of TLC. He gets a lot at home, but that's kind of how he's ended up how he is now.
That's lovely.
He's got a lot of kind of missing fur. It's kind of worn away.
Yes.
And he was just a lot brighter pink than he is now. So, and the eyes were different.
Can you remember what they were like?
I believe they were just plain black ones.
Okay.
That little smile was never there. There was like a little dimple there for a mouth.
We will look after him, all right?
Thank you so much.
No, you're very, very welcome. You take care.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Look at him.
He's very sweet, isn't he?
He is.
I think this is a case of one does head, one does body. So you're happy to do his head and
absolutely.
his face?
Yeah, definitely.
If you remove this, because we need to know how damaged that face is, original face is underneath there.
Absolutely.
My main area of concern is this panel on his back. I would like to line him, and I was thinking, can we do it with a fleece or
Yeah,
you know,
something that's got a bit of movement.
So if I remove his head, we can get his stuffing out, and then we can get him washed. There we go.
Look, look, look.
There's his dimple! Well, you can have that as a reference.
Perfect.
This rust on this frame actually needs addressing. It's like a sort of a, you know, like lichen. It's just been permeating underneath this paintwork, and it's caused this problem. I've basically got to take the rust off with a wire wheel back to the bare metal to stop the rust from getting any further. It's actually starting to do quite well. It's got a few more areas that I need to address. There's lots of little spots and bits and pieces, some over the back here. But actually, the condition of the frame underneath, that rust is actually quite good. I'm quite pleased with the way that that looks.
Hey, hello,
Dom.
mate. How are you getting on?
There's so many colours on it. I thought I'd come and consult the paint guru.
OK.
Do you think you can help match up some paintwork?
I have got quite a lot of different paints here, so I'll have a rummage, I'll have a go, I'll see what I can do. So
Okay.
I'll do my best. Leave it with me.
OK. All right, cheers, Dom.
Thanks, mate. Nice one. That's not the one. There's this one. Oh, look at that.
I can see from evidence, you know, the tyres had a massive amount of use. James was probably trying to impress Victoria by doing lots of skids and jumps and things. I just have to get these covers off, check out the hub, but to do that, I need to take this sprocket off. So that slides in onto there, and then we hopefully, there we go, so we then spin the wheel. It's now free, so let's see if these come off. So there we are. Okay, so that's the covers now off, and actually you can see that there's quite a lot of cobwebs in there, but actually the axle feels very nice and free. Chrome work with some care and cleaning, that should come up okay. I remember finding punctures when I was a kid and trying to save the inner tubes because the inner tubes were actually quite expensive to buy. Oh yeah, there's one. James has patched that up. And there's another one. I think a brand new set of tyres and inner tubes will make these wheels look completely different. That just wants a really good clean. I think it's just going to be lots of elbow grease.
I used to have a bike when I was in primary school, similar sort of age as this one. And that had the most awesome paint job. It was black, and then it had almost like a metallic teal crinkled paint on top of it, almost like a plastic bag had been painted and sort of wrapped around it, and it just leaves all that kind of crackled paint effect. It was quite jazzy. I think bikes of this era were sort of known for their bold paint schemes. So any kid would absolutely love to have one. Well, I'm guilty of exactly that. I love that bike. I've mixed this paint up with my brush and I'm just dabbing it on the area. Now I know which colours to put in to get this base colour. I'm going to make up a larger quantity now, thin it down enough that I can get it through my airbrush, because I can build up the layers, nice thin layers, and dust it on, and I can control it a lot better.
Look at all these cracks on it. That's quite bad, isn't it?
Yeah. I think someone's had a go at putting it together themselves.
At least you've got all the bits together, so that should make it easier.
I love your positive spin.
Kath Quinnell from Beckenham is looking to Kirsten Ramsey's ceramic skills to make good a mishap.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Hi, I'm Kath.
You Kath.
Nice to meet you both.
Yeah, you too.
And this is a lamp?
Yeah, it belonged to my dad.
Okay.
He was born in 1915 in a very small town in Leicester, and when there was no work up there, he enlisted in the Household Cavalry, and he served with them throughout the war.
Yeah.
Swapped his horse for a tank during that time.
As you do.
But after the war, my dad's commanding officer got him a job for a couple of Americans, and they lived in a big house in Kensington Palace Gardens.
Oh, wow.
And he became their driver, butler.
Yeah.
And he lived in the house with them. My parents had an apartment, and I think they gave them some things to furnish the apartment with, and this lamp was a gift from them.
That's
and
nice, isn't it?
in the early 50s, my mum and dad moved to Camberwell, where both me and my brother were born.
Yeah.
The lamp came with them, and it stayed there for quite some time until one day I was learning to skip in the living room. And I
sweet.
lassoed the lamp with the skipping rope, and it came off with quite a speed. And even though I was really small, I can remember now the shock of standing there, rooted to the spot, looking at the pieces smashed to bits.
What did Dad say when you broke this?
My dad was a lot more laid back than my mum. There was a lot of glue and a lot of swearing going on in the kitchen, and my mum stuck it all back together. It meant so much to them that even in its glued state, it still went back in pride of place where it was before, in the living room next to my dad's armchair. Sadly, when I was about 5, my dad became very ill with cancer, and although they cured the cancer, it left him with a lot of breathing issues.
Yeah.
And he used to get very, very tired after going to work for the day, and he used to come home, have his dinner, and then he would fall asleep in the armchair. And the signal of when it was time for him to go to bed would be that we would switch the lamp off. So this lamp really has strong connections for me with my dad.
Yeah.
At the weekends, obviously, he didn't have to go to work, so he had a bit more energy, and he took me on quite a few jaunts out that I can remember. I remember going to the barracks of the Household Cavalry and seeing the horses, and he also taught me how to ride a horse sitting over the back of an armchair.
How funny.
Yeah, he was quite funny.
Yeah.
He sounds a real character.
He was, yeah, he was really nice. Sadly, he passed away when I was 14. He died such a long time ago now that it's really only me and my brother that actually physically remember him, and this is the only thing I've actually got of his, physical thing that I've got of his. So it would be really lovely if this could be sort of put back somewhere like it used to be, so that he can sort of still be around in a strange sort of way.
When was it last used as an actual lamp?
Would have been about 9 years ago.
OK.
Now, and then it was given to me. My brother said that I should have it as I was the one that broke it. And the flex didn't look like it would be safe to plug in.
Right.
I don't want to be responsible for burning the house down as well as breaking the lamp.
No, we don't want that.
So it's time for an overhaul then, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm honoured that you're entrusting it with me.
I mean, anything you can do will be so much appreciated.
Thank you for bringing us in. Well, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right? You
Bye.
take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. What are you smiling for? Are you happy?
I am. I'm really excited to do this. I think it's lovely. It's quite damaged this side, isn't it? I haven't quite seen how much
the
damage.
back, it's just got one crack, but the front is... But you're going to have to get all of that apart to put it all back together again.
Yeah, I'm going to take this apart. This will need fixing and obviously rewiring.
Well, I'll have a word with Mark and see if he can sort out the electrics. All right.
Lovely. I
Get
can't
this on
wait.
your bench?
Yeah.
OK.
Quite a useful tool when you're examining something like this for the first time. You can just tap on it. Clearly, I can see that there's a lot of damage, but by listening, it gives you an idea of the condition, and I can hear it's got a very hollow sound, and that leads me to think that these joins are pretty fragile. It's not sound at all. Something has been lost at some point. There's a missing section here. I don't know whether Kath's mum made up that fill when she put it back together. There's some old yellow dirty adhesive on here. I'm just going to place a little bit of cotton wool along this join to hold the solvent in place. I'm going to start off with a little bit of acetone and just see if that will soften the old adhesive. Pop a little bit of tin foil over the join, and that's to help the acetone from evaporating too quickly. I'm going to leave that on there for a little while, and I'll come back and I'll just see if it's starting to soften.
On the Bare Ladies' Bench, some detective work has paid dividends for Amanda.
Monkeys had several layers of faces that Verity's mum had put on, and they've all done a really good job. But when I got to the very bottom layer, lo and behold, I have found some pieces of the original face. Now I can see he's got a seam that would come up through here and bend round, sort of making the top of his snout. This should be cut like this in a sort of V, and that's literally going to cause the curve. So where it comes out, when stitched together, will cause the curve that comes around his nose, and that gives him like this lovely, like jowly sort of monkey or ape look. So I feel from these few scraps, I'm able to rebuild Monkey's face in the way that it should be. This is really, really exciting to be able to do it so accurately. So for that paper template to come to life, this will then get transferred onto the fabric. This is the ears, and Verity quite clearly said she remembers his face being this colour. So I've found this fabric that I think is a really good match, and this is what I'm going to make him a new face out of. The first panel will be overlaid like this, and then his little dimple for a mouth will be in here. His little face is going to pop out and look so, so cool. Yeah, really cool.
I'm so pleased with the way that this fur has come up after Monkey had his clean. It really, really is shining pink again. This is the area on his back that I was worried about with regard to the thinness and the wear. So I'm going to line it with a piece of fleece because it's lightweight, it's got a little bit of stretch, and it's also very soft and washable. I'm just going to make it a better shape. It's obviously a big square flap isn't very helpful. So now, look at that. I've got two little darts to do. That'll give him a bit more chin. The next stage will be to put the upper part of his face on, attach it to his head, and then I'll be able to get on and put in those lovely features. Putting faces back on is the most exciting part of any job. We begin to see the character come out, and this box excites me also because it's a sort of box of oddities, and if we can't find what we're looking for, we usually find it in this one. We've got
dog noses, funny eyes. You could have a little beak. Aha! I think I might have found my nose. Look at that. It's got like a rubber coating on and it's slightly squidgy and gives it a nice tactile feel, which is lovely. OK, that fits on there absolutely perfectly. So already I can see that he's starting to look like a monkey. He looks adorable. Verity wants plain black eyes, so that's what I'm looking for. These eyes have got quite a high polish on them, so they will catch the light and look as if he's got a bit of a twinkle. Right, so I think they need to sit about there. Whatever soft toy you've got, the positioning of eyes, that's what you look at. And I think that's what makes them so special to their owner, is they've actually got a soul almost, you know, that you look in there and you can see their character. And I think it's just so, so appealing. Do you know what? I think he looks adorable with his new eyes and his little nose. And the final feature to go on his face will be that little dimple for a mouth. But before I can do that, I need to get his head stuffed, so that would be my next job.
So I got the frame back from Dom. He's done an absolutely brilliant job. He's an absolute magician when it comes to paintwork. So all of the bits of James's bike are completely clean. They're all been refreshed. So the first thing to put on is the cranks. This is the exciting bit. I see it start to transform from just a bare frame that's been preserved back into a bike.
For well over a decade, this bike had been languishing in a forgotten corner of a barn.
So what do you reckon then, Jay?
It looks amazing. You've done a blinding job.
I'm really, really pleased with it.
All right, let's get it covered up.
Now, just like James and Victoria's love for one another, the bike has been revived, ready for new adventures.
How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good.
Good.
You all right, James?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Yeah, good to see you.
So how you guys feeling?
Pretty excited.
Excited, yeah.
Excited? So what are you hoping is underneath this blanket?
Well, I'm hoping it's my childhood bike.
Cool.
In a slightly better condition than how I left it.
Yeah.
Well, this was my mode of transport to see Victoria back in the day.
Yeah.
So it was one of my most precious possessions.
You ready to see this? Yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Go on, Tim. Do the honours.
Yeah? OK. Here goes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Whoa. Look at this. It looks safe as well.
It looks safe.
Wow. It's shining, basically, like it used to when it had a lot of use. Yeah, it looks amazing, yeah. Thank you.
And where's it going to go now? It's not going back in a shed, is it? No.
We'll let our nieces ride it, and maybe as well in the future, if we have our own children, we'll definitely let them ride it. I don't know about letting them ride it down to see girls and, you know, 5 or boys, but we'll see.
Well, it's yours to take now.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Take care now.
No problem.
Both of you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Oh.
You know, when you look at like an old photo of yourself and you see yourself as a child, it made me feel like a child again and see myself as a child.
It just means so much to be able to take it back home, actually working, because it's really the story of how we got together, isn't it?
It will be very treasured.
Having carefully dismantled and cleaned every fragment of the lamp, Kirsten is now faced with a complicated 3D puzzle.
OK, so that goes in there. And then I've got some more pattern here. So that fits in there. And then I've got a couple of bits to try and locate here. I think I've actually got there now. That goes there, that goes there, and then that goes there. I've done my dry run, and I'm now going to apply an epoxy resin along this break edge, and I can now start to build the lamp base back as it should be.
Kirsten's passed me over the China lamp, the electrical part, of course. I wouldn't like to do her job. We couldn't even attempt to do it. So she's asked me if I could wire this up. I've just put a double pulse switch in here, and I fitted a 3-pin plug. Next thing now is to run the cable through the main bar, which travels from the top to the bottom and holds all this together. So that's roughly in that area there. It's always a little bit fiddly doing lights. There we go, that goes in there. Put this in, put it up, and let there be light. Bing!
It's so lovely to see Kath's lamp base back together, whole, and feeling really stable. I'm now going to make a start on filling this missing area here. I'm going to make a coloured fill that is going to be the same colour as this background, and then retouch the blue detail over the top. I'm going to use some dental wax. The wax can be softened slightly so that it fits the exact profile of the inside, and it's giving me a surface to push my fill onto. And this is a conservation grade epoxy, which I've bulked with fumed silica. I've got some titanium white, and I'm going to add a small amount of cerulean blue. I absolutely love pigments. What I have now is pretty much a lifetime's collection of pigments that I've bought, I've been gifted. I recently received a beautiful green pigment from a friend who had been travelling in Italy, and thought there's a pigment I know that Kirsten will love. So it gives me a huge amount of pleasure dipping into it. I'm going to pop that in there now. That colour is looking pretty spot on. The great thing is the fill material will adhere to the break edges, but it doesn't stick to the wax, so I can just peel that off. I can then start to sand and polish it back, and once I've got a lovely smooth surface, I can then start to block in the decoration. Make a start on trying to retouch this colour now. These are acrylic colours that I'm using. I always think it's about giving an impression of whatever it is you're trying to retouch. And whilst it's quite an ornate outfit this man is wearing, it's quite loosely painted and it's not really precise. So that's to my advantage. It's really quite absorbing this, but it's certainly not quick.
I'm really excited now because the two halves are coming together and I've got to stitch on Monkey's head. It's a little bit fiddly because I do need to line up the seams but also hanging onto the body, holding the head in the right place. And I'm going to use a ladder stitch, and I'm picking up the lining at the same time. And the fabric under his chin and at the top of his chest is folded over, so it's double thickness, so I can pull quite hard. We don't want that head falling off. This is looking really good.
He looks lovely, doesn't he?
He does.
He's so pink. I know. I love him.
Reminds me of strawberry ice cream.
All those milkshakes you used to get.
Although I always had the banana ones.
Oh, OK. I was a strawberry kind of girl.
I'm not surprised about that, really. You know.
A lifetime of cuddles had left Monkey looking tired and worn.
Come on, little buddy. Got his... There you go.
Yeah. Is that OK?
Looks perfect from here.
Accompanied by her dad, Verity has returned, eager to be reunited with her much-loved companion.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back, Verity.
Hiya.
Hello, David.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You look very
good.
excited.
Very excited.
You look it.
I am hoping to see him kind of restored to his former glory from when I was little. There's a nicer face, a little bit less DIY looking.
Yeah. See his eyes and his mouth back again.
Yeah. OK. Are you ready to see him?
Yeah.
Go
sure?
on then.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Definitely.
Oh! Cool.
Oh!
You managed that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. It's fantastic.
You're just like Monkey that we used to know.
Yeah.
The original Monkey.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's so funny seeing him like this. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
compared to what he was like.
So we've kept that ball patch. We feel that's very important.
It's very much where you hold him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely.
You did a lovely job.
Did we get the dimple right?
Mm.
Yeah.
It was very important, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So happy. So happy to have him back.
I think our job is done here. You clearly missed him. So thank you. Thank you so much for trusting us.
Thank you so much for everything you've done.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A
You're
lovely job.
You take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Aw, well done.
Yeah, good job.
Come on.
It felt absolutely amazing being able to give him a cuddle. I'm just so happy that kind of he's been restored to his former glory, and he's going to be in a fit state to spend plenty more years with me.
Kirsten has touched in the missing areas of paint on the lamp, leaving just a few practicalities to sort out.
It's been a real challenge, this piece. Having said that, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think it's beautiful. OK, I'm just going to screw this brass fitting. I'm holding the nut still underneath so the screw can tighten. And there we are. That is Kath's lamp base back in one piece. And I'm very excited to see her reaction. And I'm going to go and look for a shade.
This lamp helps preserve memories of Kath's much-loved father, who died when she was just 14. Today, Kath has returned, hopeful it looks as good as it did before she broke it.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Hi, Kath. Lovely to see you.
And you too.
So you feeling?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm really looking forward to seeing it, actually, because this is the only physical thing that I've got that belonged to my dad, and I'll be thinking of him every day, really, every time I look at it. So that'll be lovely.
So you ready to sit?
I am.
Good.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
She's looking for the cracks.
You've disguised them all, even that piece that was missing, that had sort of crumbled away, you've repaired that as well. That's absolutely incredible. God, it's amazing. Thank you so much. It's fantastic. Thank you. So I feel quite, quite emotional. It just really does remind me of, you know, my childhood and of being at home when my dad was still alive.
Yeah. Do you want to see it working then?
If I could.
Would you like to do it?
Go on then. Wow. I'm going to put it in my hall, so it's going to light the hall for everyone when they come in. It's really going to be noticed by everybody when they see it, and like I say, it will remind me of my dad every day.
Perfect.
It's incredible. It's incredible. You don't just restore people's things, you restore memories to them as well, which is a fantastic thing for you to do.
I suppose you want to get this home now, don't you?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I've got a place already.
Fantastic. Would you like me to carry it out for you?
Yes, please. I don't want to break it again for the second time, so
I'll
hand that over to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
My whole life, I only remember it broken. It always looked like Humpty Dumpty with all its big glued cracks there. And to have someone so talented be able to restore that and make it as it was when Dad saw it and how he would have remembered it when he got it means the world. It's amazing.